Hi everyone. Today I'm going to look at or revisit a couple of things that we've already talked about a little bit, but I just want to give you a few more pointers. When we start our network marketing business, we do have a reason. So the idea of a why is still there and it's still important. But it's even more important that we stick to the why that we actually have, rather than building it into something that is beyond where we're at this point. Something that happens quite a lot in network marketing, and I've spoken about it before, is that when we first sit down with our upline or the people that are going to be supporting us, the very first thing that we do is start to explore our why and explore the ideas of where we want to go, our goals, our dreams, and that's all very well. But the reality is we want to look at where we are right now, at the very beginning of our business. Because that's where you are when you started out, or when you start out. Regardless of what our dreams and goals may be going forward, it's this point that's so important for us to get right. So what we need to look at is the actual reasons we decided to take on a network marketing business. Now those reasons can be vast. They can be very different for everybody. For some of you, you may have quite a big goal. You may want to leave your job. You may have all sorts of different things that are really important to you. You may only, though, want to add a little bit of income to your pot. You may have a holiday. The reasons are really up to you, of course, and that's the key thing, is let's start where you are now and then figure out from the information you already have what that looks like and your plan for the next few weeks. It's so important that we stick with the amount of time you currently have available and how realistic that is for the goal that you're looking for, or what you're currently looking to achieve within your business. So when you first started out, or if it's now, for those of you that are just starting the journey, write down exactly what it is that made you choose to go into your network marketing business. What were the reasons? Was it a financial reason? Was it time? Was it family? Whatever it is that's important to you, write it down. The next thing to do is to look at what time you currently have available. So write down the hours, the minutes, the time, your time within your week that you know you have available. Now for some people that might mean that you've only got a small amount of time that you can shrink wrap into the rest of your life. That's absolutely fine. So for some of you may already have a plan where perhaps you've given up a job or you've been made redundant and you have a longer period of time. That again is up to you. But be clear on the time that you have available and the time that you're prepared to commit. Prepared to commit. Yes, I've repeated it because it's not just what you have there, but you've got to take responsibility for the amount of time you're going to put into the business. Now, something that often happens in the early days, particularly when we are taken on a journey and we build this idea of a goal that's bigger than where we are currently, is that it's very easy to start to think, or for that to evolve into a position where we've got to find even more time than we have right now, or that we'd allowed for our business. And the key thing here is also to write down all of those things that are very important to you right now in your life. Those things include your children. They include those clubs and commitments that you have. The business commitments, your working day, the things that are absolutely vital to you. Also the things that make you feel good. So we're not going to take out the things that you spend time doing that actually enhances your life. So if you love spending time with family and friends, make sure that you still have time with family and friends. But it's now down to you to start to plan that. So take a look at a week and see what time slots you have naturally available. And then we're going to build on that as time goes on. You also need to understand how much time you want to spend before you get to where you're currently, the goals that you had when you first started your business, how much time in the future you want to achieve that. Then we have to look at whether that's realistic to the business and to what you need to go out there and do. And then the final, but I believe the most important part of the first stage, is looking at you. Write down your strengths. Write down your experience. Write down your skills. Write down your profession, your current career or profession, or anything you've done in the past that you know you have a knowledge about or a skill. Write down anything that's happened in your life that means that you have a knowledge and experience that's quite important to you, that you have beyond maybe what most people do. And be clear about your skills and your strengths, what you bring to the table. Also things like your communication styles. These are all very, very important to what you decide and how you build your business. And what we're going to do is evolve that knowledge of yourself and your current position into building a plan and building the techniques that work for you in your current place. Now, what can happen, of course, is over time we become more confident. When we start to work with where we currently are, we can become more confident and more able to do things way beyond what we expected to do. Now, that's fine. That's about getting into your flow and evolving. But right now, we're not going to look beyond this current position, the place you're in right at this moment in time. And I'd also like you to look at your support. Who do you have around you that will support you? Who do you have around you that you can turn to if you need help with the children? Or if you need to have somebody to offload to? Whatever it is, just write down the members of your family and your friends that you know that you can have as your support. From that stage, we can start to build a network, an environment that is going to take you forward. Because the key thing here is we've got to build confidence. Now, if you aren't sure about what your strengths are, I'm also going to talk in another one of our sessions, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the different ways you can find out about your skills, the different ways you can find out about who you are. Because the more you know about who you are, the more you can fit into working with your strengths. You can also start to collaborate with people who may have different strengths, so that you can pull together, and collaboration brings you a lot more power and a lot more ability to move forward. So for this point in time, start with what your current reason is for building a business, why you started out that business, what that looks like to you. And you can go into the different levels of what that means financially and the amount of time that you've got. And looking then at the plan of your week and then writing down your communication skills and the strengths that you bring. And then we're going to work next time on developing that a little bit further. Hope you've enjoyed that, and I will speak to you soon.